Hey Brandon, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Brian?
Good. I need your help. I have a patient, 16-year-old male soccer player who's suffering from some tibial stress fractures. He had imaging and all. Was diagnosed about, I don't know, 7 months ago. And we've been doing rehabilitation with him, and everything's going well. And now we're at the point where we want to start to get him back onto the field, but he's really struggling to feel like he's ready to go. I was wondering if you had any suggestions on what might be able to do to, get him going and get him comfortable.
Have you tried getting him on the field yet, or is he still in kind of the rehab process?
He's been out on the field, but he just kind of sits, and when we're done with the rehab inside, he'll go and sit on the field, but he won't go out, and he stays away from the soccer balls. He won't, go juggle or anything like that.
Okay. Just doesn't want to participate and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, have you tried anything to get him to participate, or?
And I've encouraged him. He's also we're kind of also progressing him into running and getting some more impact on him. So
Okay.
I don't know. We've just kind of encouraged him, and when I go by practice and see that he's sitting on the side, I kind of ask what's going on, and just kind of trying to get him to gauge his mood and his fears, but it doesn't seem to even be working at all.
Okay. Have you mentioned any? Do his teammates know about his injury and how he's feeling, or anything like that?
They know he's out. I don't know, obviously because of hip, I couldn't tell them anything, but I don't know how much he's told them.
Okay. I mean, one thing that I could think of would be, trying to encourage him to talk to his teammates, and a team has a huge bond, and they can, really kind of talk about a lot of things with each other, and maybe that'll help kind of lower his fear of re-injury and that sort of thing, and they can encourage him to get back out there and to even get into some of the things that they're doing, so that he doesn't feel as segregated, I guess, during practice, where the team is off on one side and he's over sitting on the other side of the field by himself, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and actually that might even be, I didn't think of that, but you just sparked my idea with maybe he could even almost help coach in some respect. Well, I don't really want him playing in practice, and maybe to just kind of get him closer to everything and more involved, maybe talking to the coach about having him, help set up drills and just kind of be a guy just to pass the ball back. Maybe that would be helpful.
Yeah, just some way to kind of get him into drills and not necessarily fully participating, but as you mentioned, to pass the ball back, or he can do throw-ins or something, just to kind of get him involved so that he doesn't feel like he's not on the team anymore per se.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Is there any way? I just feel like he might just kind of he might go for that idea, and it's worth trying. I'm just concerned that when I start to try and get him to run, he's not going to want to do that. Is there anything you could think of that might be useful between, I don't know, maybe a transition just from standard strengthening exercises to more of a aerobic going directly into a run?
I mean, have you had him on an elliptical or on a bike at all?
We've had him on the bike. We haven't had him on an elliptical yet.
Okay. I mean, one way to progress him that I would do with kind of a lower leg injury, lower body injury, would be to kind of get him back on the elliptical, get him used to that running motion. It's low impact, but they get used to that running motion, and they can kind of gain some confidence back from that before progressing to a harder surface or softer surface to run on. But something like that, I'd say, to build that initial confidence. But from there, it's really kind of, I'd say, verbal encouragement, just encouraging him to do what he can to push himself to promote positivity with any sort of running activity with him.
I think that's a great idea. Thanks so much, Brandon. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too, Brian.